Good evening, friends, and we are back again with you. It's 4:15 in the evening, and me and my friends Nagu Chidambaram and Geeta Nagu are here with you for two more chapters of the book, and we are enjoying this journey where we are collating information along with you. Your interesting questions, the answers that we try to create is just a fabulous experience. We love this journey with you, and I will request Geeta Nagu to announce the two topics for the show today. Yes, Geeta.
Rajesh, from your 50 mantras book, the two chapters which we are going to discuss today is one is the silver linings in this chaos, in this situation, in this pandemic. What are the silver linings in this situation? And number two will be about the education. What is going to happen to the education, the changes, the opportunities, what comes along with this because of this COVID.
Fabulous, fabulous. So, what's your take on this first topic, Nagu? Let's get started with you as the first topic.
Wonderful. When you talk about the silver lining, in every situation, it's important to look out to understand what you learn from what has happened. The first question to ask would be, why something really happened? For everything, there is a cause because of which we are all going through a particular result. People are blaming the result, but you should look at the cause. If you look into the cause of any situation and then try and address the cause, then the effect is going to be fantastic. But of course, I would want to say that every situation throws up opportunities, good and bad. The good and bad purely depends upon how you look at it. The more you look at, the more you're going to get. Now, let's take this pandemic as a situation. Now, this is something which is a hard reminder of what all we should have done, what all we should not have done. But basically, there are multiple ways in which a silver lining could be sought out in this situation. Let's just move out and say, what should we be grateful for? What are the blessings that we have been conferred with, given every day with? Have we understood that? Even the freedom to move out on the roads, to walk on the park, to just step out, to breathe easy without a mask. Did we ever think breathing was going to be a challenge? Did we ever think that walking close with somebody is going to be a big deal? Did we think that having a coffee with somebody is going to be a problematic situation and the word called social distancing is going to step in? Well, these are all things that we took for granted. If we can start understanding, wow, there are so many things in life which we should be grateful about and happy about, then it's just fabulous. This throws about a lot of business opportunities. So I'll wait for you to add some business opportunity situations. Then I will come up with some situations myself.
Thank you, Nagu. We have got some very interesting friends today. Inspector Raghunath Kadam has become a very regular audience to us and he is appreciating what we are doing. Thank you, Advocate Harshad Badbade, for being there online. Monisha, you are having a very interesting question. How we are going to overcome on chaos? Monisha, we have already overcome. Now it has become a way of life. This is the new world order. We are already living as per the new world order. Currently, we are in isolation. We are under lockdown, but it has not locked down our spirits. It has not locked down our zeal to life. And it has not locked down the planning that we intend to do for unlocking the potential that we always had, but never realized the depth of it. We have realized this in the last 42 to 45 days. Social distancing is definitely going to be the new norm. We are going to be maintaining the social distance, but with proper etiquettes. I saw a very interesting tweet by Anand Mahindra yesterday on how Kerala, in a village of Kerala, how they're maintaining social distancing without major complication, just by using umbrellas. So no more is an umbrella going to be used only during the sun times or during the rain times. You can actually use it as a tool for maintaining a social distance, because two open umbrellas not touching to each other creates a distance of 1 meter, which is almost 3 feet wide. So people have become very, very creative and there is no chaos. Chaos is all in the mind. The situation has changed. The scenario has changed, but we have to realign ourselves, and it is the speed of adapting to the change which will take us forward. So I think there is no chaos. We are all human beings are good managers of chaos. Historically, we have seen this after the world wars, after the past and the previous pandemics also. Mr. Vinod Parker is a very senior gentleman and a very interesting professional of Mahindra & Mahindra. What precaution we need to take after unlocking? Geeta, you can go for that.
Yes, I just wanted to continue with what you said and answer to this also. Ever since the race of mankind and the evolution of mankind, we have seen several situations, pandemics, epidemics, world wars, recessions, depressions, your agricultural revolution, your industrial revolution, you name it, it's endless. 9/11, so many situations we have seen, and we've always, what has happened after that? We've always overcome all situations. Huge growth has happened, disruption has happened, innovation has happened, creation has happened. That is the cycle of human race. That is the cycle of life itself. When a spring is pressed the hardest, and that is where it bounces the highest and the fastest. So when under pressure we are all pressed the hardest down, is where after this we are going to bounce the tallest and the biggest. And ever since in the history of mankind, we have always seen like this. It is not that this is happening so we are going to grow. In spite of all of this, we keep growing, and that is the cycle, that is the evolution of mankind. It is about the important attributes of survival of the fittest, which is the adaptability skills. We get adaptable very, very quickly and move forward to the changes. About our determination and resilience. These are the things which are resilience, your adaptability, and determination. All through in our life, this is making us survive and move forward. So this is yet another situation, and there are so many silver linings. And the precaution we have to take is we have to follow all the norms. Now socially, now one by one the lockdown is opening, and gradually we are all coming into normalcy. When we are coming into normalcy, there are lots of precautions which has to be maintained and managed, which is there in all the, we are all educated very well, all the globally, everywhere, the nations, they're all educating us so well. So we have to maintain all the norms and follow. We have to learn to live with the virus and move forward, and everything is going to be fine. And the silver lining on this majorly is the home sector. Work from home sector is the biggest thing, which is the outcome of this COVID situation. So that is a brand new sector, work from home, and software and technology enabling that, 5G reaching to remotest of places, and your women getting opportunities because it is going to be work from home. So your rural and urban divide is going to diminish. So infrastructure is going to develop everywhere. All these are huge opportunities. And the next big opportunity is your China. China is the factory of the world. But with people want to de-risk that. With that comes big opportunities for nations like India, Vietnam, Malaysia. So there are huge opportunities which is coming our way. So we are just getting ready on all of these sectors. And the next big opportunity is your US-Indian economic ties. It is getting very strong. And as it is the first thing during this situation, we saw Facebook investing in the Indian company Reliance, and the US economic ties becoming very strong. There are a lot of growth opportunities because of the US economic ties in sectors of your textiles, in your pharmaceuticals, and your IT. Your IT, your offshore division, your pharmaceuticals and textiles, because of your US and Indian economic ties, is going to be strengthening. So all
it's going to really
brilliant.
start pouring, because there are multiple opportunities that are going to start happening in the Indian sector itself by itself on its own. Like there are very good tie-ups happening countrywide, outside of the country as well. But then when you look at it, let's just take an example. Hotels open up. Just take an example. Hotels open up very quickly, and then people are going to be screened for their health first, for their temperature check. Then they're going to be screened for whatever metals or stuff they're carrying in their bag. After the security screening is where they let in. Let's leave the discomfort part of it. But then let's look at the opportunities that arise because of all of these things. Now, work from home, if you take another situation, work from home is another norm which earlier was not even heard of, thought of, felt. Now it's become a norm like in India. Since it's become a norm, people really will stop traveling, or they don't have to commute all the distance. They can stay wherever, which means smaller, lesser known hamlets will start booming. Unidentified places will start booming up with a lot of housing sector coming up there. Let's say somebody has to say, I'm going to come, but all this while I was using the public transport, now I'm not too comfortable with the public transport. Then that's a big boom for the automotive sector for them to buy their own vehicles. So in every aspect, there is a positive, there is a silver lining, there is a growth. All of this is there. Do we get to see it is the question. Over to you, Rajesh.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I would like to answer a particular question which I just saw. This is a very interesting question. What would be the motive for businessmen? It is profit or social? Jyoti Prakash, for the life from here on, the only life is going to be if you are a social entrepreneur. Concern for your other person is going to take prime importance. Care for self and care for others has become equal. No more can you be concerned only about your profitability of the activity that you do, but you have to be contributive to the environment around you. Environment is going to become a religion. How you look at it, how you behave, how you cooperate with the surroundings, and how you build the ecosystem and become a part of the ecosystem is going to be a keen observation of all the people around you, who are going to observe every word that you say and every action that you undertake. So it is going to be all the way along social entrepreneurship. And the best charm about social entrepreneurship, making profit is not a sin, but what activity did you select as an activity of business where you are solving the pain of the society is going to gain critical importance. So you need to be absolutely social minded. You need to answer 5 questions for that. The first question is, what is the pain you are solving? What is your purpose? What is the promise that you are making to the market? What is the proof that you are giving to the market that you have delivered your promise? And 5th is, who are the quality of people along with you in your team? So that's going to be the future next. Let us now go ahead to the next topic. And there is a very interesting question by Chaitali Mehta. Online learning market is often considered as cheap and convenient avenue which complements traditional learning rather than the market that can substitute traditional face-to-face learning. Geeta, your take on this? You have been an educationist yourself, like all of us.
Yes, see, online learning market, what is going to happen in the learning industry, in the education, we will split it into various parts. The first is your preschool to your K-12. That will be intact because that is more about, 2 things will happen there. First, that industry is there to stay. That is number 1. Now, why? Because it is about social skills. It is about your peer learning, shared learning. All that is very important for the growing up stage of a child. So that cannot be done away with. But 2 things will change in that sector. One is the method of teaching, method of learning will vary. Lot of online will come into it. Lot of content and online learning will come. Lot of using best tactics and tools will play a part, so that tomorrow that is a backup mechanism for a direct learning also. Today, everybody had to go home learning, and suddenly so many schools didn't have the technology in place. So now technology is a must. Method of learning will vary, where all schools will bring technology that will become a solid backbone, so they are prepared for all situations. That is an eventuality. The next will be the purpose of learning will change. The method of learning will change, and the next will be the purpose of learning. Earlier, it was only information-based learning. But today, what is very, very important in school learning will become, what will get infused will be critical thinking, crisis handling, adaptability, and how to treat nature, how to coexist with the world, how to collaborate, and all of these skills, your compassion, empathy, EQ teaching, all that, your emotional quotient. Earlier, the schools were concentrating only on IQ. Now the schools will start focusing on the EQ. So that is the purpose of learning. So one, the method of learning and the purpose of learning will change, but the schools will be intact. What will change will be the colleges and other online learning platform will radically change. And what will also disappear, could disappear, will be the tuitions. Tuition is another very big sector which is happening in a market like India. But that sector could diminish after this online learning, because so much of wonderful content and online disruption is going to happen there.
So I would add to that, measurability is not only in workplaces, or productivity is not only measured in factories or in offices anymore. Examinations will not be the only time where your knowledge will be tested. The online education tools empower every teaching organization to measure how much the student has learned at every given point of time. The more you measure the student, the more you will understand his absorbing capability, and accordingly education will be delivered to him. So the objective of education will be the fulfillment of every student, irrespective of the pace of the understanding of the student in concern. So the game is going to change dramatically. There are a few subjects in which the students are fast in adapting. There are some subjects where the students are slow in adapting. There are some subjects where the IQ level is higher. There are some subjects where the IQ level is slower. So education will also start getting delivered according to the recipient's IQ level, EQ level, and absorbing capability. So the whole gamut of learning is going to change, and it is going to be a fantastic way forward. There was a question.
There was an interesting question from Stan.
From Stan Sarao. Yeah. So Stan Sarao asked a very interesting question. Apart from academics, formal education, how do you see the growth of life education, soft skills, motivation industry, and where will be mediocrity? So Stan, that's a very intelligent question. The best teacher for us currently is COVID-19. It has taught us new life, new aspects of life, new attitude towards life, new correlation with people, human beings, governments, institutions, our employees, our customers, our vendors. So COVID-19 is a fantastic teacher. It is making us ready for the future. I would like to ask Nagu to have his take on this.
Oh, it's a fantastic question that Stan has asked. It made me think a lot while being a part of this session. It really starts to say that today what is lacking in the Indian scenario is training all the way down. You think the formal education is over in school and colleges and then you're set to work. Unfortunately, wrong. You need to understand that every workplace has its own principles, has its own operating procedures that needs to be communicated. You'll be able to derive quality and consistency only when you drive the education right up to the grassroots level. How do you do it? A is going to speak to B, B is going to speak to D. By the time A speaks to B and B speaks to D and D takes it down, D has forgotten the subject. Now he's totally talking about a different subject. You need to have uniformity. How would you get that? You'll get that only through online, only through content, only through whatever we are now currently seeing. And for all you know, you don't have to prepare it. You can see the content that's available and you will be able to mix and match it, put it together, and then fine tune it to your requirement and take it to the team. In which case, you will be able to bring about absolute consistency, fantastic deliverable of service, goods, procedures, excellent quality, end result will be fantastic. All of you will be speaking the same language in a given organization. It's just amazing. And the best is going to be motivational training, because henceforth, you cannot say, I need to be taught. The situation is going to change. It's going to be, I want to learn, because there's going to be so much of interest, so much of content, and they would all want to do that. All of this is going to be so much towards enabling it. You can have technical studies, you could have non-technical, you could have soft skills, you could do it at your time. It's going to become like a Netflix show. Go and watch it when you want to. Go and learn when you want to. And everybody's going to be learning, because that's going to set them apart from those who have learned and who have not picked up the ropes. I think it's fantastic, and that's the path-breaking stuff.
Fantastic, Nagu. That is so interesting. People have to take initiatives to learn. Proactivity is going to be a part of your character and your profile and your personality. Hiren Welling, your question, post-lockdown with the kind of cash crunch, how do smaller fish in the service sector, like food industry, take over bigger fish in the market? Simple solution, my friend Hiren Welling. The solution is, when you can't beat them, join them. The small fish has to become a part of the big fish and take the journey forward. Joining with the vendor and becoming a sub-vendor is the way forward. That is collaborative working, and that answers your question. Tanuja Rane's question will be answered by Geeta. What is the future of students seeking to take international education?
See, international education, now there will be sufficient opportunities in India. Number one,
Yes.
we have India is shining. India is the growth sector. I really wonder why people will have to, none of our students will have to go abroad. You can go for education, but you have to come back here. And education is also brilliant in India. India is shining, all opportunities are here. If students are wanting to go abroad to study so that they are going to get a job and settle down, I think they have to seriously reconsider, because today immigration laws are going to change. There is a lot of health and social and other reasons. World has suffered in this. So in retrospection, they will change a lot of things. So it is not going to be very conducive for immigration policies. So meaning which our nation is shining. There are brilliant opportunities here. And tomorrow also people are going to avoid traveling. Everything is going to be online. Even if a resource is taken for his capability and for his niche and strength will always do very well. Technology, we are very good. Our skill sets are very good in technology, in medical science. All that is robust. People will still acquire them. People will still work for international companies, but they need not be in the presence of that nation. They will not be present in that nation. They will be sitting and operating from here. All that will, it's going to really change. It will not call for relocation at all. Even if international companies are going to acquire talent, our people will be working based out of India. So they're not going to move out of India. All that changes is going to happen. So bet on India. India is shining. Be in India. Even if you're studying, come back to India, and India is the place to be.
Fantastic, Geeta. That's very apt. And you don't have to go to the professor. The professor comes to you with the help of technology, with the pipe of internet. Thanks to Jio, they will bring the professor to your home, even if he's an Einstein. Aarti Bansode, how rural areas will adapt technology-based education, because their parents are not that educated to get convinced and live traditional way of teaching. Secondly, in rural areas, lots of network issue. Aarti, the game is changing. Indian government is connecting absolutely all of the 65,000 villages of India with great broadband. The infrastructure of the country is getting developed in two aspects. One for physical communication, second is for voice communication and data communication. Both of these highways are being laid as we talk. There are 22 large road projects which the Indian government is investing on, with a budget of 15 lakh crores to be spent over a period of 24 months. At the same time, companies like Jio and other companies like Airtel and all that are making sure that you get error-free internet to every corner of the country. So the scenario will change, and the need to learn, like Nagu said, the need to learn will make the student want education, and he today will have the power and the choice of selecting who teaches him and what subjects he wants to learn. So there will be variety, there will be choice, and there will be preference. I would like to take
Now,
this one
Rajesh,
last question.
Rajesh,
Nagu,
look
you
at this
answer this last question. Look at this last question I want to take. We are 20 minutes. Paresh Trivedi, in reality, people are dying and we fear worst is yet to come. How business community will have to deal with that? This is an important question. Let's address this, Nagu.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
If we have to address this, people are dying and we fear worst is yet to come. How business community will have to deal with that? The business community actually looks upon hope. Everybody has to start with the first step as hope. Have faith. Have faith in whatever you're doing. You can probably try and reinvent what you're doing, but what you're doing is not wrong. And it's not, whatever is happening is not happened out of your mistakes. What you've learned is what you've been trying to do. But there is so much you can still continue to do. You can change, you can reinvent. And the only thing that's going to take you forward is the gut, the drive, the feel that you are doing it right. People are not dying. They're dying out of fear. They're dying out of fear of the unknown.
Yes.
And that's when they say the worst is yet to come.
Yes.
Who says the worst is yet to come? Let's not go by silly prophecies. Let's go with the fact. The fact is the worst has already passed.
Yes.
Now let's get prepared to walk up, grow up, move up, and fly from here. Why should we always look negative? It's wrong to look negative. Why not? Okay, what took you down was the negative thinking. Let's look positive for a change. And for sure, it's going to work. At least it's going to keep people neutral. This is the way forward. It's not the worst is yet to come. Please believe me, it's over, and let's step up.
Absolutely. Geeta, your take on that, then I will conclude it.
Yes, I mean, before that, I just wanted to say technology is what saved us in this pandemic. Globally, what has saved everybody is only technology and communication because of technology. So technology is the way forward. And mediocrity, I wanted to address the other question. This is no space. This is the whole world has been taught no mediocrity. Everybody, professionally, individually, company-wise, everybody has to only excel. There is place only for excellence, and it has to be self-driven and self-motivation. That is very, very important. And regarding the pandemic, it is the worst is over. We only have to have hope and prayers. And even if we have to live with the virus, we will live with the virus and fight it out. That is how our determination has to be.
Fantastic, Geeta. Thank you so much. Paresh, there is nothing negative in this world. It depends on how you handle a situation and an environment. It is just like any other war. The world has seen many wars and overcome that. The best creativity happens here. In these times, the best innovations and inventions happen in this crisis, this kind of crisis. So the best is yet to come. The worst was never there. It's all in the mind. Casualties were there even without the pandemic. Casualties will be there even with the pandemic. We will learn to work and live around the pandemic, and the world is an absolutely happy place to live, dwell, be together, work together, stay together, and grow together. Entrepreneurs are the best social workers in this world because they will do what the government is supposed to do. They will take care of their customers, their employees, their vendors, and the environment around them. All of us need to become good customers. We need to follow our financial discipline. We should not delay any vendors' payments. Payments on time is the best social service that anybody can do in the world today. Don't give excuses. If you are a customer to any vendor, please pay up, because that money will go to his vendors, that payment will go to his employees, and that payment will also go to the government in the form of taxes. Let us all become great citizens and fantastic customers and to take care of the welfare of each other in the economy. That was fantastic. We don't want to stop here, but we have to stop here. Paucity of time. Have a God-blessed evening and see you tomorrow sharp at 4:15 p.m. This is Agnil or Rajesh here.
Signing off today. See you tomorrow 4:15. Geeta Nagu.
Excited to be talking to you. We'll meet you up at 4:15 p.m. tomorrow. Nagu Chidambaram signing off.